With the wind blowing in your hair and the sand tumbling gently around you, the panorama of Silver Lake Dunes spreads before you. Here along the shoreline of Michigan's beautiful vacation land lies a stretch of magnificent sand dunes that people of all ages enjoy. You'll be delighted with the sights and sounds of a windswept landscape that changes almost before your very eyes. At Mack Woods Dune Rides, you participate in the dunes firsthand, riding with a driver who understands the history and present dynamics of these constantly changing sand mountains. These remarkable sand dunes are preserved by the Michigan Department of Natural Resources as part of Michigan's critical dune areas. Covering an area almost 4 miles long and 1.5 miles wide, about 2,000 acres, the dunes at Silver Lake are divided into 3 sections for recreational purposes. The northern third is for off-road vehicles, the middle for pedestrians only, and the southernmost section is leased by Mack Woods Dune Rides. Our tour covers about 8 miles of dune trails, lasting approximately 35 minutes. There's plenty of time for pictures and videos, and the tour guides are prepared to answer any questions you have about the brilliant landscape. The natural beauty of this area offers numerous opportunities for unique and creative photographic or video shots. We try to make your ride through the dunes an enjoyable experience you'll always remember. At the start of the trail, everyone is called individually by name to their assigned vehicle. And when you hop on board the bright red and white dune truck, you will be in the hands of an experienced driver who knows and enjoys this beautiful area. As we prepare to leave, our driver first checks to make sure everyone is safely belted in. Then, as the engine rumbles pleasantly, the truck begins to move forward, and we're on our way up into the dunes. We soon cross a channel connecting Silver Lake with Lake Michigan. As we pause momentarily on the bridge, you may see giant steelhead trout migrating up to the spawning beds or returning to the big lake. This area is described as having live dunes, which are migratory, constantly moving with the winds, so that very little vegetation can grow here. As winds from off Lake Michigan drive the sand before them, the dunes are moving eastward towards Silver Lake immediately to the east, typically moving about 10 to 12 feet per year, but sometimes as much as 20 feet during a rough winter. The dunes are gradually engulfing the little lake as they tumble grain by grain before the wind. Sometimes the winds are so strong they create a mirage, a false trail, where the sand blows in a 6-inch layer near the ground and temporarily masks the trail. Under these conditions, the pine stump and driftwood guideposts along the left side of the trail can be obliterated in a matter of minutes. We have 4 tractors, 2 road graders, and a road scraper that groom the trails so you can enjoy this lovely vista on almost any day during the spring, summer, or fall. 4 of our 10 trucks are covered, so we can even run in the rain if necessary. Along the way, our driver stops several times to share fascinating details about the formation of the dunes. Our drivers are all knowledgeable in the ecology of the area, and part of their training includes a visit to P.J. Hoffmaster State Park in Muskegon, Michigan, home of the Gillette Nature Center, a premier sand dune interpretive center. Every year, we fly our new drivers up to Sleeping Bear Dunes in Leelanau County to help them see how glacial moraine deposits form these extraordinary dunes. Geologists tell us that these dunes are little more than 3,500 years old, young indeed compared to the rocky hills of the Upper Peninsula, which are millions of years old. Even the Great Pyramids of Egypt are older than our shoreline dunes. Formation of sand dunes is related to the lowering of water levels, which dry out the beaches, exposing the sand to the wind. Since land heats up faster than the water in the lake, cooler air from off the lake is drawn inland, creating the winds that drive the sand bouncing and skipping across the dunes. Although the sand particles seldom get more than a few inches off the ground, they can be pretty abrasive at times. The dune wood shown here has been sandblasted over time into the pointed angular shapes you see. But the sand doesn't grind up everything in its path. Often it simply buries the vegetation on its way eastward. These trees are actually 45 to 50 feet tall. Only the top 10 to 12 feet still remain above the surface of the dune, and new roots have developed along the buried trunk. Several areas have been spared the ravages of the sandblasting, leaving protected pockets of forest, harboring foxes, squirrels, deer, rabbits, and many species of birds and other wildlife. Jack pines, aspen, maple, and various shrubs and bushes provide cover for our wild friends, who are sometimes spotted as we stop to overlook their habitat from a vantage point on our tour. Where there is some form of protection, sea oats, wildflowers, and sand cherry bushes cling to the lee side of the slopes. One of the most common types of vegetation found throughout the dunes is marram dune grass. This hardy grass develops tremendous root systems to reach deep to find water under the dry sandy dunes. On the edge of the dunes, you can often see a large brown mass below, even a small clump of grass. That's the root system. 90% of the entire plant exposed by the movement of the dune's edge due to wind erosion. A favorite stop is along the shore of Lake Michigan, where we can get out of our seats for a few minutes and enjoy the beach. An unusual camaraderie develops quickly as the beauty of nature draws us together for a moment, bringing a sense of community we don't often feel. And the wide expanse of beach urges us to come back and explore some more later. Back in our seats, some of us may get a little wet as we seem to lose the trail momentarily in the water. Okay, now we're back in the groove, climbing as we leave the beach below us on our way to the top of the highest dunes. Time after time, you'll thrill to the spectacular beauty as you crest a ridge and are treated to sweeping views of Lake Michigan and the surrounding dunes. Here, our vehicle pauses for a minute to allow us a panoramic view of both Silver Lake and Lake Michigan. Then we head down the steep slope of Razorback Dune, feeling as if we've temporarily left our stomach somewhere up on the ridge. Our ride is exciting, fun, and stimulating. The open air, the breeze in your face, and the lightly muffled truck exhaust all give the sensation of speed. But we don't actually travel very fast, and safety is paramount. Our uniformed drivers must be at least 21 years old and possess a Class 3 chauffeur's license. The ride is safe and comfortable, so anyone can go in confidence. Our experience with the sand dunes goes back many decades. Mack Wood first started taking people for rides through the dunes over 60 years ago in a modified Ford Model T. Then, in the 30s, a fleet of Ford Model A's began a commercial enterprise that later became the world-famous Mack Woods Dune Rides. It's a family business, hospitable, friendly, small enough to make you feel comfortable and appreciated. People come from all over to share in the dune experience. A tour of the dunes with Mack Woods Dune Rides is exciting, fun, and rewarding for people of all ages. Come, experience the dunes for yourself. Mack Woods Dune Rides is conveniently located west of the US 31 Expressway at the Shelby exit, 220 miles from Detroit, Chicago, and the Mackinac Bridge. Open mid-May through mid-October. The hours are June 24th through Labor Day, 9:30 a.m. to sundown every day. May, June, and September, shorter hours and closed Thursdays. Call for hours during October at area 616-873-2817. Mack Woods Dune Rides. Great fun for everyone.